So the time has finally come. It has been since March 25th that I last uploaded a video, and it's about time I get another one out there. This was the most recent community tournament. It actually is still going on. Spoiler alert, I didn't win, which is why I'm recording my matches before it finishes. This first one was against GTO Fahrenheit. There were no rules, except you can't use any Mythics, which I only have like 3 Awakened, and I only use one of them consistently. So it was, for me, the rule was basically you can't use Missile Torment, which is fine, you know. I get around him, but no other restriction meant I could have some fun with it. So what did I do? I used Doomgoo in the front line. I used a lot of monsters that I don't normally use in PvP, generally because of the restriction. But then I also used some monsters I use all the time in PvP. Like you'll see with this team, I used Elfin Dragons. And this first front line here, going against, obviously, an Abyss Soldier front line. Not a ton I can do with Pandorca. As you saw, I tried to kill Poseidon, and it didn't work there. I was actually worried that Bloodthirst wouldn't kill, but it did, luckily. This is actually like the first time I've ever used Razor Storm, like ever, actually, which is super cool. I think he's fun. He's pretty good. When you get his entrance, he's great. Archaeoreptarian I was using for Link, and because I think he's cool, and I don't use him enough. The Bloodcrave here, I use it on Karakenshi. I feel like I did that because I didn't trust that Chrono Killer would kill. That might have been a waste of seconds, but, like, you never know. It's Pandorca, but he's hitting into Kinesia Gun. Whatever. Lose Orca anyway. Doesn't really matter. This Galvadillo here was here for the Kinesia Gun. Doesn't really matter anymore. Skip, because what's Ducey Cyan going to do? Doesn't matter. Use a Counter Shock. Not to take out Bundum. Why did I do that? Oh, I think I wanted to Blizzard Bundum. Yeah, I was worried about Ducey Cyan getting too many shields, which is why I considered, which is why I didn't kill Bundum there necessarily. But I guess I'm still not worried about Ducey Cyan. Not sure what my thought process was there. But I think I kill him now, because, like, Anti-Stan, I don't think Fast Strike kills Dolphinix, is probably what I was thinking, but it does anyway. I thought Dolphinix was supposed to get the defense buff, but I guess Anti-Stan also has an attack buff from being a solo Abyss Soldier, so that's okay. Confidence Strike is enough to kill Sheikah Bloom. This is the part of my team that gets a little questionable. The Elfin Dragons with no, like, protect or shield support, but, like, whatever. This Confidence Strike, I don't know if I go for Leogeist or not. I don't remember. I think it would... Okay. It might have been an okay... Ooh, yeah, it might have been a better move to go for Anti-Stan, actually, because I forgot about that give turn that he has, because now he can Slayer Bane all. So I'm scared here. But then, of course, Deathgazer comes in. He doesn't have any stun protection, and that was super lucky with Gull getting the turn first, so that I was able to Chrono Killer. I think I probably would have lost if that hadn't happened, but that is, you know, that's why Gazer is always one of the restricted monsters. That entrance is just so good. And from here, we're able to clean up. So I move on to the next round. This was a good game. GG's. Had me quaking in my boots. And speaking of quaking in my boots, I knew my next opponent was Coltras, somebody who I know has a very extensive collection, is very good at the game, consistently ranks high in PvP, somebody I'm scared of, and let's see how that next match goes. I didn't change my team for this whole tournament, so you'll see it, and I'll talk about it at the end. But here we go. Starts off, lose my Tricranium immediately. Unfortunate, but it happens, you know. I go for the Sheikah Bloom. Not super worried about Gaia Wolf. Geocosma's a bit of a problem because he can kill Orca. He can't double Fast Strike, but obviously the Stealth Bane. And Sanctistag, I have no sleep protection in this team at all. Like, I don't even think I thought about that. Other than Archaeoreptarian being sleep immune, I don't think a single monster has Purify. I don't think anything. Here, I'm thinking a long time, I can use my Instant Link Raw Life Flip, but I don't know what to use it on, because I want to kill Sanctistag, but also Geocosma is going to be a huge pain. So I use it on Geocosma, and I go for the Union attack, which was not good. And there I go for the Geocosma again. I think some things I could have done is if I wanted to kill Sanctistag, I could have done a Link, Raw Life Flip, and then do Raw Bloodthirst. Since I never used Razor Storm, I kind of forgot that he has Raw Bloodthirst. And then I also could have done like a Giga Spark for Archaeorepteran, but at the same time, like it's still risky because Sanctistag also has Auto Protect and has Camouflage, so like that could have just put Archaeorepteran on like 170 seconds, but it might have brought in the Sobeking. I don't know. It's hard to analyze gameplay that didn't happen. Lose the Rexa Tyrant there. He didn't do much in this game. Bloodcrave, whether it hits Sanctistag or Rockoid, Archaeorepteran's going to get another turn. Here, try to go around the Rockoid. Doesn't quite work. Would have been nice to kill the Sobeking, but oh well. Lose the Goo Dragon, unfortunately. That's the second match that he's done nothing for me, which, you know, fair enough. People are smart enough to know how good of a monster he is and know that he's a target. Here, Divine Rage does kill Dolphinix, but doesn't kill Dolphreeze. So I'm feeling like it's over at this point. Looking at my team, I know I've got the Elfin Dragons in back and my endgame, and he's still got plenty of monsters. Got a Doocy Scion right there, got a Goo Dragon coming up. But I've got my Rockoids, I've got a Sleeping Box Chomp, and I also don't have any, other than Elfin Dragon Gron, actually I don't have any way to remove dead weight in this team, which is another flaw of it. He life flips his Gaia Wolf. I obviously don't want to kill him off because of the Death Revenge. It's honestly better for me that he kills Gaia Wolf off. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this because I know I need to kill Doomgoo, and I know I also need to take a shield off of Doomgoo when he enters. So that I guess you could call it a buff, giving Box Chomp Piercing Blow. That was a couple updates ago, was like huge. So it helps me do a big chunk of damage to Doocy and get the Box Chomp off the field. Doomgoo's shielded, and I know he can't kill off his Gaia Wolf yet because it's going to hit the Diamonoid, so Zealous Attack isn't going to do anything. I'm thinking about what I want to do. I kill the Doocy. I probably could have skipped, but maybe that wouldn't have worked out because of his Infernocore next in line. I don't remember what I did here. Because, like, I could kill Doomgoo, but also there's other monsters that I want to kill. And I want to get that Infernocorn. Because if he does a Desperate Shield, I think what I was thinking is if he did a Desperate Shield, I could Cornered Snipe and it would go through the shield anyway. But regardless, we're chilling. He goes for the Gull. He knows I would have... Either he knows I would have Chrono Killered, or he is just trying to get rid of the next monster. But I lose my fight and Dolphreeze. So things aren't looking great for me. He can bring in his Pandanorca with Gaia Wolf. Let's see if he does. But he doesn't. He goes for the Accelerate, which might have been his downfall, because I can charge Bloodthirst, kill the Infernocorn here. I can kill Mantiferno, and with that Gazer next in line, this is great play. Rockoid Morph kills the Box Chomp, gets the turn back, and I'm able to also charge Bloodthirst on Nova Drake, killing his Rhinoel, get the turn before Freeze Cobra. That Gazer next in line scared me, so I skipped and just killed two of his monsters because I knew Gazer was the only thing left. And at this point, I have way too many threats on the battlefield that he needs to take care of, so I knew it would be better to just leave the Pandanorca and get rid of the more monsters. So at this point, like, it's close, but there's no way he can win, right? Pandanorca dies, and there we go. GG's to Coltras. It was close. Definitely got carried by that comeback in the mid-game, end-game. But it was a solid match, and that moved me on to what I think was the quarterfinals, maybe the semifinals, whatever. This match against Plus Ultra. I look at this front line. I'm always scared of Catmander, and kind of always scared of Joker Dragon and Orca in the front line, and he's got a Centurion next. So, like, these are things that normally I'm scared of. But this team didn't really have anything that he could do. The knockback next was unfortunate. I decided to reload Mortar because, like, what is a Razor Storm going to do at the back of my team? Which is kind of ironic. You'll see later. But, like, I'm not going to kill Arctic Claws so that he can Slayer Bane my Pandanorca. I'm deciding if I want to kill him now, and I don't think I do, because I wanted Rexterminator to be charged. I know his Centurion's just going to come in and kill Tricranium regardless, and that's going to take off his shield, so I wanted to give him options of like, oh, well, I need to kill this, but I also need to kill that. So I put the Goo Dragon on the shield, right? Get him to Desperate Shield, so he's deciding he could take off the shield and then kill him with Catmander, or he could kill the Orca. He decides to kill the Orca. And then Catmander can take out the shield, of course, but that leaves his Orca wide open to get killed by Spirit of Despair, which is cool. Brings in the Centurion. 3 of my monsters are stun immune. Archaeopteran gets the turn. Doesn't really matter. Stunbreaker is kind of irrelevant because the shield was taken off by the Death Revenge, so it's less value. I decided to not kill him. I do know why, because I wanted to use this Countershock on Centurion to kill him and somebody else. Joker Dragon can't do much at the moment. He still can't betray. And Catmander isn't charged, so instead of killing Doom Goo, which, like, you know, why would he at this point? He's at 77 seconds. Gets his Catmander charge, but I take him out. This what is it? What does the VD stand for? I don't even remember. But these guys are cool. I've seen this Holy One a lot. Lose my Archaeopteran to the Arctic Claws. Unfortunate, although he didn't have Bloodcrave charge, so it's not a huge deal. Joker Dragon now. He betrays right into his own stunning entrance, but unfortunately the sleep hit Dolphreeze. Like I said, this team has literally nothing to stop sleep except the one Purify from... Who is it? Draco-Rosa has Purifying Mist, and that's like it. And Archaeopteran is sleep immune, and that's the only sleep protection I have. So that was a bit rough. He kills my Goo Dragon, gets his Malwing charged. His Arctic Claws, again, still just like tearing through these monsters. Normally Arctic Claws doesn't, at least in my experience, doesn't have a ton of targets, but here he's just like target after target after target. Super unfortunate. And I forgot that this Delta Dragon had Piercing Blow, so he's already totally messed up my Elfin Dragon lineup, and he can kill one of them right now, which is really, really bad, because, like, I was hoping, at least from where this battle was going, that fight was going to just carry me through to the end, because that's what he does sometimes, and that knockback is brutal. So I pull back. I'm actually not sure why I pulled him back. It would have made more sense to pull back Fight himself, because then Gull could have gotten a turn, pulled him back. You know, he would have entered with the healing shield. I don't know what I was thinking with that. He sends back his Arctic Claws. Now I pull back, I guess. Interesting choices I made there. But we take off the shield, kill the Super Shell. Bobble Basher's got Retribution or Slayerbane. I think he goes for the Nova Drake, obviously. Which I don't know if that would have been his best move, because, like, what is Nova Drake going to do? Stun into the Thundering Slumber? I wouldn't have done that. Does he... He charges Bloodcrave. Yeah. And this Draco-Rosa absolutely destroyed me. So I've got 2 things I need to take care of. Draco-Rosa and Bobble Basher. I don't know why I did that either. That was a mistake. I should have pulled back Gull himself so that Vite would have gotten the turn, and then I could have killed either Bobble Basher or Draco-Rosa. Yeah, so that right there was probably my biggest mistake. I think I was just assuming that the... What's his name? Dolphoon Death Revenge entrance was going to go off soon, because I figured, like, the Saraziel and Delta had been on the field for so long. I was like, surely they're going to die soon, right? And so I think that was a big mistake that I made. But this double Bloodcrave, who do I... Like, I didn't want to go for the 2 of them because I thought they were going to die soon. So that just assumption... I should have been tracking the seconds. That assumption really cost me pretty hard. The instant enlist meant I can't even, like, mark Cornered Snipe the Saraziel. Lose the Draco-Rosa. And now I really don't know what to do. He's stealthing. I could times up the Dolphreeze, but I think, again, I'm waiting for the revenge that finally goes off there. I see the Penguinator next in line. If Chrono Killer had killed Leogeist, it might have been a different story. If I had just eaten the stun revenge from Griff King and done like a times up here, then I probably could have poisoned Penguinator. I don't know. Clearly I am in a predicament at this point in the match. Things were scary. I don't know what I would have done differently. The one thing is I would have pulled back Gull instead of Fight. But, like, I don't know what else I could have done differently in this battle. I think I poisoned the Draco-Rosa. No, I don't. Oh, I know why I did that, because Gravity Field shuts me down. Havite still has a shield. He can't quite get through to the Elfin Dragons yet. But, you know, I like, these guys are my only hope at this point. I pull him back. I go for the Bobble Basher. I know I'll get a turn before Draco-Rosa, but I also need to kill the Penguinator. And so, like, I can't kill Draco-Rosa and Penguinator. Penguinator's going to kill me. Draco-Rosa is also going to kill me. But, like, my better move was to go for Penguinator, because Slayerbane all would have gone past the Rockoids, whereas the double Bloodcrave might not have. And now he's got this Malwing next in line. He's got this Griff King. He can just give turn to Draco-Rosa. So it's over at this point. Like, there's nothing I can do. He can kill Gull, and so the only one I have left is Gron, and then he just needs to kill a Rockoid, and then I have no reinforcements left. And now these guys are completely useless. So that's the end of this battle. I lost in whatever round this was, I think quarterfinals. GG's to Plus Ultra. Definitely a good match. Definitely could have done a couple things better. I don't need to, like, analyze the gameplay. I kind of did that. I'm trying to keep up. It's obviously not the same as live commentary, but I just couldn't record at that time. So he's wrapping this up here. Sure, take the turn back, Leogeist. Do what you do, load, whatever. And that's going to do it for this this tournament. I did my best. I made it pretty far, considering the team. Let's take a look at it. So I think the biggest issues that we saw were not having sleep protection, first of all. Razor Storm doesn't really do much where he is, because, like, I use the Tricranium to rear load immediately so that, like, I have fewer reinforcements, but then all of the monsters in my front line are just, like, monsters to get kills. So assuming my front line works the way it's supposed to, I'm going to have killed, like, 2 or 3 enemy monsters by the time Razor Storm enters, and then his Overwatch entrance doesn't apply. So that itself is an issue. Rex Terminator's just a little too slow. I've been using him in the special rule team, using, like, Griff King and Sarcosphinx and, like, the Botanic, and he's been really fun there. But by himself, it's just, like, he doesn't do much, so that's kind of a flop already. Archaeoreptaran is tricky, pretty situational, and then obviously using Elfin Dragons is always risky. So, you know, this team isn't perfect, but when are my teams ever perfect? My main PvP's team still uses, like, Husking right behind Missile Torment, which is just such a bad idea in so many ways. But it's all good. I play to have fun, and I had fun. Thank you to all the people that I battled. It was some great matches. And, of course, I will see you all in the next video.